Hi, welcome back to the channel. It is week 27. Where did week 26 go? I promise I have a really good reason. It has to do with Christmas. Here's one of your Christmas presents, Sades. So first off, sorry for no video 26. Christmas got a hold of me, time with family, we had sickness go through our house. For me, I wasn't even sure if it was that I was sick or just, recovering from running the marathon run, that last Goofy simulation. But since everyone else in my family, I was actually sick, I'm thinking that I was also sick. But hey, glad to have that behind me and not have it happen coming up here we're leaving for Disney in 3 days. Not much training update. I sent my orthotics off to be refurbished, which is a whole story in and of itself I'll share in a second, but I'll insert a little clip here of my Strava, because really all I've been doing is walking and a little bit of balloon lady jogging, very short. I did my final 2 costume tests with, pretty much the entirety of what I'm planning to wear for the half and the full. Did it on the treadmill because we had that crazy cold snap where it was like 0 degrees here. So doing all of that on the treadmill, and it's really just been very easy. I did, let me share what happened with the orthotics. More orthotics that I was getting refurbished were supposed to be back by now, and they're not. We're not sure if they're actually going to be back by the time I leave for Disney, which isn't really a good thing. It just means that the half and the full, if I don't have my custom orthotics that I've been training in, my feet are going to be very, very uncomfortable. But I shouldn't have sent them off to be refurbished until after race weekend. But I was banking on shipping being the same, and it just isn't looking like that's going to be the case. But what I did do once I found out that was a possibility is I did a 10-mile balloon lady walk with my 1:30 walk, 30-minute jog, or 30-second jog, and I did it in the inserts, the Dr. Scholl's, like over-the-counter ones that I usually walk around in. I did 10 miles in that just to mentally tell myself, first of all, that I could still do 10 miles, and to see what it felt like on my feet to go for longer than 3 miles, because that's all I've been doing. And I could tell that I'm, if I have to use those, that I will be getting some blisters, but we have blister stuff to take care of it, and I'm just gonna make the most of what I've been given, because it was my choice to get them refurbished, and I know now never to do that again before a race weekend. So anyway, other updates. Like I said, sickness went through the house. Sickness is just going around this area a little bit right now, but Sadie it has this weird hacking thing, and so all these things are happening right before we're supposed to leave, and it always seems to be the case whenever we try to go on a trip. But I'm trying to stay positive, and just on my way to church this morning, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take what I use in running and use it right now. I'm just gonna take each day by day, minute by minute. Sadie is not acting like she's sick or anything. She's just got this weird throat thing that's happening. I don't know what it is. But I'll take her to the vet tomorrow. They'll be able to tell me if it's serious or not. I'm just going to take it moment by moment, just like I do when I'm running, mile by mile. It'll be okay. So to keep this video from being just me, a really long video of me just talking, because I don't really have too much to share. Before we do our last 2 med lessons, I'll do the one that was supposed to be last week and this week. I wanted to share my goals and plans for Disney, and I'm super excited. We are going to be taking our RV. We're camping at Fort Wilderness, and my sister and brother-in-law over at Mouse Gen So if you watch them, you already know this because they just shared it in a recent video. But they rented an RV, and so we're going to be RVing at Fort Wilderness together. And I'll be leaving on Wednesday, camping at some other RV place because I couldn't add a day to Fort Wilderness. It was a last-minute thing to leave on a Wednesday. But I wanted to do that so I'd be able to go to the Kelsey's Hope luncheon on Thursday. So I'll be doing the luncheon on Thursday, and between Thursday and Friday, we'll be, you know, doing all the expo things, which, so excited. And then Saturday, of course, is the half. I'm dressing as a little Tinkerbell bound, which you saw earlier on my Strava. And my goal for the half is to make it like the longest half ever and get as many pictures. I know probably every single Run Disney newbie has done what I did at Princess and is just so nervous about stopping for too many pictures, and then they're done and like, oh, I could have stopped for more pictures. So I've done the math. I know the numbers of, you know, I can keep the time on my watch and know when I need to pick it up or the balloon ladies are gonna get me, but I really want to stop for as many pictures as possible for the half marathon, because one of my goals for the full marathon is to ride Everest. So I don't want to stop too much until mile 17, which is where Everest is. And I've also done the math on that one and know what the slowest I could go and still give myself a little bit of a buffer to ride that ride. So that's my main goal for marathon, is to ride Everest. And then I also want to be able to finish with my sister, to have our races work out so we can meet up at the end and cross that finish line together. And then for the full marathon, of course, I'm dressing as a goofy outfit type thing, so that'll be exciting. And I've got a couple of dining reservations. My husband and I will be eating at Fort Wilderness a couple times, but our big thing is that my sister, brother-in-law, me and my husband, and some other family members, we're going to be doing Chef Mickey's Sunday evening, so I can get some non-sweaty pictures with my medals and the characters. So, and yeah, it's going to be a fun time. We're not doing any park time. My husband's not a theme park person, and honestly, with how long it takes me to do a half and especially the full, I don't say I'd be getting my money's worth out of a park ticket anyway. So I'm just gonna enjoy being at Fort Wilderness because I haven't been there in a while, and it was one of my favorite things as a kid was to camp at Fort Wilderness. And we're gonna bring our bikes and bike around the campground. I'm gonna go look at the horses. I wanna watch the fireworks from Magic Kingdom on the little beach there at Fort Wilderness, and watch the little water pageant thing that they do. All of these things from my childhood are just warms my heart. Okay, so let me get ready for MEP. Hold please, I did not have my pages marked. So the last two really are quite appropriate for just being the end. It's Marathon 25, which would have been last week, and Marathon 26 for him, which is, you know, week 27 for us. So Marathon number 25 was the 2017 Boston Marathon. And he was looking to, I believe, defend his title. I've lost track of what he's won now. But he was definitely at least looking to get on the podium at this one. And it didn't, you know, like several of his other races, didn't work out. But, you know, he had his B-goal, C-goal, and he wanted to perform well, finish well, and know he did his best. But his key lesson was running and life is never a solo project. And so the whole time I was reading his story, I was just thinking about how I'm super excited for this marathon weekend and get to meet some new people and see some people that I've met at Princess, and that we do all this together. And I've told a couple of people how watching other training vlogs and knowing that I'm training for the same race weekend, it's like we're doing it together, even though we're from all over the country. It's just, even though running, it's really, you know, it's your performance, but we're doing this all together. Like, it's my favorite thing is to have my run friends and to go running with them, and we just, you know, talk. It's just, it's a really great lesson and completely true. There's just nothing like having those people cheering, having those people running beside you. So find as I've heard on several podcasts, find your tribe, because it makes it all the more fun. I'm going through these quickly because I don't want this video to be long. Marathon number 26. So this was his last competitive marathon in his career. It was the 2017 New York City Marathon, and he placed 11th. And just like the marathon, his number 25 marathon, you know, the day didn't go his way. But his lesson is whether you're having a good or a bad day, get to the finish line as best you can. And I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, this was this marathon. I think marathon number 25. He kind of did like the signature thing where he like did a push up at the end, even, you know, to show that, you know, I finished my strong. You know, I finished as best I could. Oh, I'm sorry, that was his Rio Olympic push-up thing. Sorry, it wasn't the marathon number 25. But where I'm going with that is that he really wanted to have that moment again, even though he knew he wasn't going to make the podium, you know, into sometime during the race. But this race was so hard on him that he collapsed at the finish line. They had to help him up to get him off to the side, and he describes it as being a scary moment. But he knows that he put his all into that last race, and he did it as best he could. So, and I think that, because I am a little nervous that it's been so long since I did that last simulation, that what this is going to feel like. But I keep telling myself that all of those long runs hurt, and I was able to finish them. So even if this hurts, which it probably will, because I mean, it's a lot of miles, I know I can finish, and I like to think it's gonna not hurt as much, because it'll just be all the people around and all the fun things going on. But I love that last lesson that we have. Whether you're having a good or bad day, get to the finish line as best you can, and encourage those people around you. I have a special plan. Little encouragement cards that I made to carry with me during the race, because I know that, especially during that full marathon, that we're going to see those people that are struggling, and it could be their first time trying to do this marathon, or they've overcome something to get there. So if you see someone struggling, I encourage you to encourage them, because they probably are going to need it. So, okay, my time looks like it's already running pretty long on this one. I'm sorry, it's just a talking head this time. There will be a video 28, and hopefully in that video 28 I'll be sharing that my orthotics came and that everything's good, life is good, and we'll read the last little chapter where he kind of closes out his career story of all of his marathons. So I hope everyone's doing well, and I hope everyone that is flying to Florida gets there with no problems, and everyone that's driving gets there safe just like us. And I mean, it's here, you guys, it is here. Oh, and I didn't even mention that we just had merch preview a couple days ago. Oh my goodness, who loves the merch as much as I do? And I'm so thankful that I have a lovely sister and brother-in-law who will be rote dropping that Wednesday to help get a few things that I don't want to sell out. So thank you for that. I cannot wait to meet or see you again. If I've already met you, meet you. I just can't wait. This is so exciting. So like this video, give me a comment. What do you think of the merch? And be sure to subscribe. I'm going to have all kinds of videos coming for Marathon Weekend. Always remember that you are God's masterpiece, and I will see you in week 28 as we get ready and travel to Marathon Weekend. Are you going to miss me, Sadie? I'm going to miss you.